What you are about to hear is the story of Aldric and Evelyn, a love born in secret amidst the shadows of a medieval forest. Bound by duty, torn by betrayal, they must defy everything to keep their love alive in a world determined to tear them apart. The dark medieval forest, with towering trees and thick underbrush, has always held an air of mystery. Few dared to venture far, for legends spoke of ancient spirits and hidden dangers lurking within its depths. But for Aldric, a knight loyal to the crown, the forest has always been a place of solace, a refuge where he could find peace away from the brutality of battle and the weight of his oath. As he rides through a quiet, sun-dappled clearing, he notices a figure bending over a cluster of herbs near a stream. Evelyn, a maiden from the nearby village, is gathering medicinal plants when she senses she's not alone. She stands, startled, to see a man in armor watching her from atop his horse. Though a knight's presence might normally fill her with fear, there is a gentleness in his eyes that puts her at ease. Aldric dismounts, and they exchange a few words, cautiously but with an unspoken curiosity. She offers him the herbs she's gathered, a remedy for battle-worn knights. She explains, and he smiles, touched by her kindness. Days pass, and they cross paths in the forest again, another chance meeting that feels like fate. They find themselves drawn to each other, bound by an unexplainable connection that both frightens and excites them. He is bound by an oath to protect the realm and pledged his loyalty to the kingdom, while she, though unwed, is promised to a merchant in a neighboring village, a match arranged by her family to secure their future. Despite the rules that bind them, they begin meeting in the forest clearing regularly. Their conversations grow deeper, revealing shared dreams, fears, and desires. Aldric is captivated by Evelyn's gentle strength and wisdom, her connection to nature, and her compassion that feels like a balm to his soul. Evelyn, in turn, finds herself enchanted by Aldric's courage and honor, his stories of battles fought, and the sacrifices he has made in the name of duty. Each time they meet, their feelings intensify, though they try to ignore the threat of what their love might mean. Evelyn knows her family is pressuring her to commit to the marriage, and Aldric is bound to a life where love is a luxury he cannot afford. But in the forest, hidden from the world's expectations, they are free to be themselves. They share stolen glances, whispered secrets, and eventually, a hesitant touch, a hand reaching for hers, fingers interlacing as they stand in silence, the weight of their forbidden love hanging between them. However, the shadow of Aldric's duty and the village's expectations loom over them. Rumors of conflict reach the kingdom's borders, and Aldric knows his sword may soon be called to defend the land. The thought of leaving Evelyn, of never seeing her again, tears at him. He begins to question his duty, his honor, and the path that has been laid before him. But for now, as the sun sets through the trees and casts a golden glow over the clearing, Aldric and Evelyn cling to their stolen moments, knowing that each encounter could be their last. Their hearts are bound together, yet divided by an unyielding world. The forest, once a refuge for Aldric and Evelyn, becomes a place laden with tension as rumors of war draw nearer. Aldric, burdened by his duty to the crown, finds himself torn between his growing love for Evelyn and his oath as a knight. The clearing that was once a haven now feels like a place where time slips too quickly, every embrace overshadowed by the knowledge that they might soon be separated by forces beyond their control. Evelyn's family, unaware of her secret meetings, intensifies pressure on her to marry the merchant, who is growing impatient. He senses her hesitation, and whispers begin to spread in the village that Evelyn's heart may lie elsewhere. One evening, as she returns from the forest, Evelyn is met with a stern confrontation from her family. They remind her of her duty, of the security this marriage would bring, urging her to abandon any childish notions of love. But Evelyn's heart belongs to Aldric, and though she fears the repercussions, she refuses to be bound to a loveless union. Meanwhile, Aldric faces his own turmoil within the ranks of his fellow knights. His prolonged absences and the secrecy surrounding his time in the forest raise suspicions. Sir Roland, a knight known for his loyalty to the crown but also his jealousy of Aldric's standing, begins to take notice. Roland, eager for any opportunity to gain favor, trails Aldric one evening and witnesses his clandestine meeting with Evelyn in the forest. Concealing his discovery, he waits for the perfect moment to expose Aldric, knowing that the knight's indiscretion with a commoner could ruin his reputation and his future. Unaware of Roland's betrayal, Aldric and Evelyn continue to meet, clinging to each other in the growing darkness of uncertainty. They share moments filled with intense passion and quiet desperation, each kiss a silent promise, each touch a reminder of what they stand to lose. But Aldric, feeling the weight of his oath, confesses to Evelyn one night. "I am sworn to serve the kingdom, to defend it no matter the cost," he murmurs, his voice thick with emotion. "Yet with you, I am not just a knight, I am a man free to feel, to dream. If I leave, know that it is not by choice." Evelyn, holding back tears, reaches for him, her voice steady despite the anguish she feels. "If you must go, then I will wait. But promise me, Aldric, promise me that you will return." Their vow lingers in the air, binding them together, even as the world around them threatens to pull them apart. But fate has other plans. Days later, Aldric is summoned by the king to prepare for an impending conflict. His duty calls, and he knows he must soon leave Evelyn behind. The night before his departure, they meet in the forest one last time, where he promises her, "No matter what happens, I will find my way back to you." As dawn breaks, Aldric rides off, leaving Evelyn in the clearing, her heart heavy with hope and fear. But their love, though hidden and silent, is far from safe. Roland, armed with the knowledge of Aldric's forbidden romance, goes to the court, whispering rumors of the knight's betrayal. The seeds of treachery have been sown, and both Aldric and Evelyn remain unaware that their love may soon face the ultimate test. As Aldric marches into battle, his thoughts are not on the clash of swords or the glory of war, but on Evelyn, waiting for him in the quiet forest clearing. The chaos of battle rages around him, yet her face is ever present in his mind, a beacon guiding him through the bloodshed. He fights with a fierce determination, every strike driven by his vow to return to her. Back in the village, Evelyn clings to hope, her heart aching with each passing day. The villagers gossip about the fate of the knights, whispering darkly about the losses on the battlefield. The merchant, angered by her refusal to accept his proposal, begins to pressure her family, demanding her hand in marriage. Trapped by societal expectations and her family's insistence, Evelyn finds herself cornered, her only solace the memory of Aldric's promise. After days of fighting, Aldric's company returns, battered but victorious. Weary but driven by his promise, Aldric wastes no time in heading to the forest, heart pounding with anticipation. But as he approaches the clearing, he sees Sir Roland, flanked by guards, waiting for him. Roland's face is twisted with satisfaction as he reveals his knowledge of Aldric's forbidden love, accusing him of treason for consorting with a commoner and abandoning his honor as a knight. Aldric, filled with a fierce rage, denies Roland's accusations, but the damage has already been done. Roland has spread the rumor of his betrayal, tainting Aldric's reputation in the eyes of the court. As punishment, Aldric is ordered to never see Evelyn again and is stripped of his rank, forbidden from ever serving the kingdom. Heartbroken and furious, Aldric knows he has no choice but to obey if he wishes to protect Evelyn from the wrath of the court. Word of Aldric's disgrace reaches the village, and Evelyn's heart shatters. Forced into a corner by her family's demands and with Aldric's reputation in ruins, she is made to accept the marriage proposal of the merchant. On the day of her wedding, she feels numb, her spirit broken as she resigns herself to a life without Aldric. But as she stands at the altar, a figure appears at the edge of the crowd. It's Aldric dressed in simple clothes, his eyes filled with the same fierce love that once bound them together. Ignoring the gasps of those around him, he strides forward, his gaze locked onto hers. In a voice filled with conviction, he declares his love for her, renouncing the world's expectations and the burdens that once held him back. Moved by his words, Evelyn rushes to him, her heart overflowing with love. Together, they flee into the forest, leaving behind the life that had once dictated their fates. As they reach the familiar clearing, they know that their love has survived every trial, every betrayal. They may live a life of hardship, but they are finally free to love without fear or restraint. And there, in the heart of the forest, Aldric and Evelyn find their sanctuary, a place where honor bows to love, and where they are bound only by the promises they make to each other.